Hello guys, and welcome to the updated Forestation gameplay video. We're going to start off walking you through the first season and then move on to regular gameplay. Hopefully we'll share a few tips and tricks along the way. We'll start off uncovering the first season card. It's fauna observation. We don't have to worry about that right now because nobody has any animals. Alright, so first of all, I'm looking at my prey migration card, which will start me off during the game with some prey and also with my predator as well. Beaver arrives in my forest when it can be with an arbutus tree. So, I think I'll get some seeds. I'll buy some seeds for $2. And I'll buy some arbutus seeds to plant in my forest. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay, so here you can see on my prey migration card, I have a moose arrives in your forest when it can be with a fir tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work towards getting a fir tree, and so I can hopefully gain that first piece of prey, that moose. So I will do the same. Oh, but I see now that Joseph has already taken the buy seeds of any kind space. So what I'm going to do is just go on to the collect donations, and I'm going to receive receive 2 coins. So now I'll just take $2, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay, now I have my arbutus seeds, but I'll need to water them before they turn into an arbutus tree. So I think I'll water my seeds, which flips the seed onto the tree side. Now I can play this card at any time during my turn, play it into the discard, and receive a beaver that is connected, that lives in the arbutus tree.
Okay, now back to my turn, and what I will do is I will just continue to get some more money, go on the receive 1 coin space.
Alright, that's the end of the first season. We'll just take back our workers and start another season. Alright. Ooh, poachers. Alright, so my beaver is subject to the poacher event. Roll a die for every animal that is on a forest tile without a wildlife officer. So if you roll a 1, that animal is lost to poaching. So I have to point to my beaver if I had more animals. And I'll roll the die. Phew. Alright. My beaver is not poached. Alright, now we just, it's my turn first. And let's see, I think I want to recruit workers, but I don't have enough money. So I think I'll go on community grant, get some more money.
Okay, and now I will receive 1 worker now that I have acquired enough money, so I'll pay that to the bank, and now I will receive another worker of my color and place it right there.
Alright, my turn again. I sort of want a wolf to, yeah, so he's taken up the worker space. So now I'm gonna look at my predator migration. It's a cougar. Now, and it enters my forest without, if I just have an empty predator box. This is a very lucky card that I have. So I think I'll play this to get a cougar, because I do have an empty predator box. And I can place a worker as well. So I'll go on prey migration. Actually, no. I'm rethinking this. I'm going to raise my awareness for $1. Then I can get more money in the future.
Okay, and now I will place my final worker on the received seeds for $2. Pay that to the bank. And now, referring to my prey migration card, I will buy a fir tree. So I will go over here and place it on the seed side.
All right. That is the end of the season. We take back our workers and start another season. Okay. And a new season card is revealed. Park Wardens for hire. Place a worker on the space below to receive a Park Warden for free instead of for $1 on this square. All right. That's pretty good. You know, I'm going to take... Yeah, I'm gonna take that square right now. I receive a Park Warden for free. This protects my trees from deforestation.
Okay. Now I will go on the community grant to receive another $2. Gonna take that there.
All right, my turn again. I think I'll raise... Difficult. I need to feed my cougar by the end of the year. So I think I'll need more prey. So I'll go on prey migration. And I'm going to go on the choose two cards and put back one. I pay $1 for that. All right, so I have another beaver or an elk. I think I'll take the beaver because if I have two of them, they'll breed.
Okay. Now I will put my worker onto the receive one awareness token. I will pay $1 to the bank for that, and I will take an awareness token.
All right. That's the end. Oh, so now I don't have any more workers, but my opponent here does. So it goes right back to him, and he gets to place his final worker.
And now I'll place my final worker on the flip seed side. So I can turn that over, and then I will play my prey migration card. So I get a moose in my forest here.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the end of that season. Let's take back our workers and go to the next one. Okay, flora observation. Now, collect $1 for every tree on a forest tile with a nature house when this card is revealed. Nobody has a nature house at this moment, so the card does not apply to us. Okay, yeah. I need to get another tree. Yeah. So I'm going to go on... Oh, I need some money. Wow. This is not good for me. Alright, it doesn't look like I can feed I'll be able to get this beaver. So instead, I'm going to just get some money to pay for my workers at the end of the year.
Okay, now I'm going to go on to the predator migration and receive one predator card. So an eagle arrives in your forest, provided it can be placed on an empty predator box on a forest tile with a wildlife officer. Okay. So I don't have a wildlife officer yet, but I think I'm going to try to work towards getting one, so I can play that card.
Now remember, you can only keep one prey or predator migration at all times. So he'll have to discard one.
Now I'm looking at my other predator migration card, and you can see a bear arrives in my forest, provided it can be placed on in an empty predator box with a forest tile with a wildlife officer. Now, right now I currently have a moose as my prey. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just discard this predator migration card, the one I just picked up, because it's an eagle, and an eagle would not be able to overcome a moose, so I'm just going to stick with my original card.
All right. So I've got enough money to pay for my workers. And now I need... Now... Let's see. I think... I think I'll take the Beaver Sanctuary card. Now, this one, the requirement on getting it is you have to have a beaver. Now, this makes the stream restoration action free for me. This stays with me the entire game, even if I lose my beaver. And I think it will help me in the future.
Okay, now I will just go on the receive one's fish space, pay $1, and I will go ahead and acquire a fish. But I realize now that I can't do that because I have a forest tile, so I'll have to put that back. I will take that back now and rethink my decision here. I will go ahead and purchase a wildlife officer instead. Now that just goes on my forest card right up here. And now I have a wildlife officer.
All right. Now I don't have any more workers, but he does. So he gets an extra turn.
Okay, and now, since I have 3 workers, but only $2, I know I'm going to have to pay for them after this season ends, because it's going to be the end of the year, so I will go on the receive 1 coin space, so that way I'm not getting penalized for not paying my workers. Receive 1 coin, and now I'll be able to pay for them.
All right, that's the end of the season and the end of the year. So we'll take back our workers, and we'll start the year-end steps. So I have a quick reference sheet over here, which states all the steps. I'll just go through them right now. We collect $1 for every nature house. Nobody has any nature houses, so that's fine. Pay $1 per worker, or lose 1 point for each unpaid worker on your score sheet. So for me, I have 2 workers. I pay $2.
Okay, and I have 3 workers, so I will pay $3 to the bank.
Now, if I didn't have enough money, I would just mark on my score sheet in the red box over here how many workers I didn't pay for. And at the end of the game, it would be subtracted from my score. Animals breed. I didn't have a chance to get my beaver, so I do not have any breeding pairs, and neither does my opponent. Predators feed or leave. Now, I didn't have enough food to feed my cougar. Maybe I should have played my card later on in the game. So my cougar, he leaves to seek better hunting grounds. All offspring must be placed on their parents, or must be placed in a prey spot where they leave. We don't have any offspring. All prey without trees must be now placed with a tree. Our prey are already with trees, so that's fine. All seed tiles are flipped to the tree side. We don't have any seed tiles. and score 2 points on your score sheet for every predator. Nobody has any predators. I wish I had that cougar, but didn't manage to get it at this point in the game. Alright, so I'll put a 0 for my, I paid for all my workers, and a 0 for my predators since I don't have any. And,
okay, and I will do the same. Mark that down. And that is the end of the first year. So we'll move on and continue playing the game, and we will just let you guys know whenever we come to an important stage, and hopefully try to explain it to you and kind of give you an insight into our thought process.
All right. Now we clear up all these season cards. They're removed from the game.
And then we flip over, or turn place over 4 more. And
yeah, great.
Flip over the first season card, and the next year begins. Okay, so starting off the first season here, you can see we get Deforestation. So I'm going to have to roll for my tree since I'm not protected. And you can see, unfortunately, I end up losing it. But Joseph is protected, so he is okay. Now, my next step here is I'm going to have to work towards getting that tree back, because I want my moose to be safe. Now, Joseph is going on the 2 coins spot, and we're both just collecting money, so we can hopefully get more workers. And you can see Joseph goes on the recruit workers space there, and gets another worker, so now he has an extra turn. Now you can see I've gotten my tree back, and now I go ahead and take the early bird from Joseph. So now I'm the starting player, and I can go on the 2 coins, to collect 2 coin space. And I end up getting another moose, which is good, so now I know that they're going to breed. Now, since we're nearing the end of the season, we're both going to want to get some more predators, so hopefully we can get that score bonus. And Joseph ends up getting a wolf, and I'm going to end up getting a bear. Now, Joseph doesn't have quite enough food with just the 1 beaver to feed the wolf, so he's going to get another beaver here, and then they're going to breed, and he'll be just fine.
Okay, so right now we're playing with the advanced rules, so I'm going to go on Beaver Builders, which says I can when you build a beaver dam, you receive 4 fish instead of just 2. Okay. Now I have a beaver, so I can get this card. Now I'm going to build a beaver dam. I can do this on at any time during my turn, and what happens is I chop down, or the beaver chops down the tree to make a dam. Now, the dam, which usually gives you 2 fish automatically, instead I get 4 fish because I have this Beaver Builders. So I collect 4 fish from the supply here, and as well as giving you 2 fish automatically, the tree can support 4 fish with an extra 2, so a total of 6 fish.
Okay, and so now everybody's placed down their workers, and we're approaching the year end again. So what we're going to do is just once again follow the year end steps. So you can go ahead and go first.
All right, so first we'll take back our workers. Now, the first thing we have to do is collect $1 for every nature house. Nobody has one yet. Next thing is pay $1 per worker. Now, this time, I've been spending too much time building up my forest. I can't pay for my workers. I can pay $1 for one of my workers, but 3 of my workers are unpaid, so I'll mark a 3 in this box. Now, yeah, I'm going to do my forest, and then my opponent will do his, so let's just focus on mine. Now, animals breed, so I get a new beaver, baby beaver, and it goes on one of his parents. Now, predators feed or leave. Now, if you look at the back of my wolf, it requires 6 food and hunts fish, squirrels, and beavers. Oh, actually, before we do that, my fish breed as well. So I get 2 extra fish, so my river is full. Now, my wolf requires 6 food, and it will eat 2 beavers. It'll eat these 2 beavers, which are each worth 5 food, leaving 4 food left in carrion if I had another predator to eat that. All right, and that's it for my thing. I can score 2 points for my predator. Put a 2 in that box.
Okay, so now once again I'll go through the steps: breed, feed, and leave. So my 2 moose breed, and I get a baby one, and I will place that on top. And then my predator, the bear, will feed, and each of the moose are worth 9 food, and the bear requires 10 food. And so what will happen is he will kill 1 moose, and he will also take the other one as well. Now, you can see here, these are both worth 9 food, so that's a total of 18 food. But my bear only requires 10, so unfortunately there was a lot of wasted carrion. So if I had another predator, then he would have been able to survive off of one of these dead moose. But I don't, so I will place them over there.
Yeah. And note that even if the predator cannot take down the moose, it can still eat the carrion, because the bear has taken it down for the other predator.
Yeah, so if I had something like let's say an eagle, then since there would have been 8 food left over, that would have been plenty enough to feed the eagle. And so basically the bear took down 1 moose and then also took down the other. And now my new baby moose here has a tree, so that's all good. And that's pretty much the end, right? And
yep.
Now, oh, sorry, I should have paid for my workers. So I only have $2, so I will pay for 2 of my workers, but the last one, the third one, will be left unpaid for, so I can mark a -1 on my scorecard for unpaid workers. And then I get 2 points for my bear as a predator. And that pretty much wraps up the year-end steps once again. Okay, so starting off this next season here, you can see we get deforestation once again. And that means I have to roll for my new tree. So this time I don't roll a 1, and my tree is safe. Joseph is still protected, so he's fine and he doesn't have to roll. Now I end up going on the recruit workers space, which allows me to gain another worker. Joseph has already gone on that space, so he has a total of 4 workers, which means he gets 4 turns this season. And I have just gone on it, so now this next season I will have 4 workers as well, which is extremely valuable, but you need to keep in mind that you have to have enough money at the end of the year to pay for all those workers. Next, Joseph goes on to the raise awareness space. This space allows him to collect another one of his yellow tokens, and he can collect up to 5. This is extremely valuable because rather than going on to the collect 2 coins space or the collect 1 space, he can collect up to 5 going on to the collect donations area. This space is often less populated, and it allows him to collect a lot more money at once, which is extremely valuable with the limited turns that he has.
Okay, so we'll take back our workers. And this is the end of the 3rd year. So we collect $1 for every nature house. So I collect $1.
And same with me.
Now pay $1 per worker. I pay $5.
And I pay $4, and all my workers are paid for.
All right, I'll mark a 0 for that. Now, animals breed. My moose breed. This will go on the parent. My wolves breed. And my fish breed. 3 fish. Fish. All right. Then, does anything breed? Yeah, you get a moose, right? There you
Yes, I do.
And predators feed or leave. So for me, I have this wolf pack, which says, if I can show you here, your wolves may now hunt elk and moose. So my wolves, even though usually they can't take down elk or moose, now they can because they're hunting in a pack. So they require 6 food each, which is a total of 18. And my moose, 2 moose, have a total of 18 as well. So my wolves will eat 2 moose. Now, your forest?
Okay, so now my bear will end up killing 2 of my moose. And so that's a total of 18 food. So I will place those back over there. And my cougar here requires 8 food. And so that perfectly evens out to, he will eat that carrion. And now my moose here will leave because I don't have a tree for it.
Right. Yeah, so all prey without trees leave, so my moose leaves as well. We should have gotten more trees, I think. All seed tiles are flipped to the tree side.
So now this will flip for me.
And score 2 points on your score sheet for every predator.
So I have 2 predators and I will mark down
4.
4 points. There we are.
Okay, and I have 3 wolves, so I'll mark down 6 points. Okay, that finishes the year-end steps. We remove these leftover season cards from the game, and we deal the last 4 onto the board, and go back to season 1 and start
The final year.
Start the final year.
One thing you'll notice in this last year here is that the seasons start to become longer and longer, as now we both have the maximum number of workers, which is 5, so we're able to complete more actions and more jobs. In this last season here, one of the most crucial things is making sure you have enough money. And you can see both me and Joseph are going on the collect donations space quite frequently because we've both raised our awareness to the maximum and have collected 5 awareness tokens each. And Joseph makes a smart play here by taking the starting player token from me in this very last season. So he's able to get on his desired space. And the collect donations space is one of the most valuable spaces in the game because once you collect those 5 coins, you're able to buy almost anything on the board. And in this last part here, you can see that we're both trying to fight for the last action spaces to make sure our forests are going to be as stable as possible when it comes to the year-end steps. Since the game is coming to an end, we want to maximize the amount of points that we get in this final season. Keep in mind that predators are worth 2 points, and each prey is only worth 1 point. So you need to make sure that the choices you make here are going to work out for the better in terms of how many points you will be gathering. Another tip for maximizing the amount of points that you get in the last year is going for the different diversity bonuses. And they are getting 5 prey species, 4 predator species, and 5 tree species. These are very significant in terms of how much you get for your overall score because they're each worth 5 points. So if you notice you're close to completing one of those, you're going to want to make sure you get either another tree or another predator species to complete that, because 5 points can be a lot when it comes to the endgame scoring. Okay, so we're on the last season now, and we're coming to the end of the year. This is going to be the final stage of the game. And so what we're going to try to do is just wrap everything up and try to score as many points as possible. I'm going to try to make sure that I have enough money to pay my workers here, and I'm going to try to make sure that my predators have enough food. So I'm just going to try to bring everything all together here. So my next step here, my plan is to try to get another squirrel. So these 2 squirrels are going to breed, and another bear hopefully. You can see I have this predator migration card here. So I know they're going to breed, as well as my 2 elk. And I've done the math, and I know what I need to do. So hopefully I can use the spaces on the board to my advantage here. But it's my opponent's turn, so he's going to go.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure all my feeding things out. I want to get the diversity bonus for the prey. So just seeing, my wolves need 12 food, and my fish are going to breed. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4 fish if I get another land tile. And so in total I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fish. Which means it's still not enough. Interesting. Well, let's see here. Oof. Yeah, it looks like I can't get my diversity bonus. So instead, I'll try and get as many points with predators as I can. I'll go on the predator migration and pay $1 to pick 2. Put back 1. And I think, so I've got a choice. I could either have a wolf or an eagle. And I think since they're worth the same, I think I'll pick the eagle for sure. So I'll play my eagle card right now, and I take an eagle. Now it's your turn.
Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the space for a park warden, because both my predator migration and my prey migration require a park warden. So that's what I'm going to do, pay $1 to the bank and receive a park warden. I'm going to place it on this space over here. And then I'm going to use both my predator and prey migration cards. So I will receive a squirrel as well as a bear. Place that there, and this here.
Okay, so for my turn, I want this elk, which can be with a seed of any kind. So I'm going to water my arbutus seeds, which turns into a tree, which triggers this card. I can play it, and I receive my elk. All right, your turn.
Okay, now, so at this point, unfortunately, there's not much I can do since all of the received coins spaces are taken up. So I know for sure I'm not going to have enough money to be able to pay for my workers. So what I'm going to do is just go on to the flip seed side, and I'm going to flip one of my seeds here for my turn, and that's going to be all for me. Okay.
Okay, my last turn, I will buy land. Now this will help me because, first of all, a land is worth points. And second, when my fish breed, they will, they won't have enough river space to occupy these spaces. So this river will be very, very good because they'll breed and they'll fill up these river spaces instead. And that's $4.
Okay, and now for my last turn, I will just have to go on to the flip seed space once again, and I will flip my last seed here. And that's the end of the last season and the end of the last year. So we can once again follow the year-end steps, and this is where we tally up and do the end game scoring as well. So you'll get to see how that's done.
All right, so I think I'll do my forest first. Okay, so my collect $1 for every nature house. So I get $2. Money and right, and then I have to pay for my workers. So I have 5 workers. So I have enough money. Take back $1. Animals breed. My wolves breed. My fish breed. So I think I get 1, 2, 3, 4 fish. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it for breeding. Now predators feed or leave. So my wolves require 6 food, and my so now I have to take into account I could keep my wolf or my eagle, my wolf and my eagle, and get the prey bonus, which is all 5 prey, and that's 5 points. Or I could keep all 4 predators, and it would ruin my prey bonus, and I would only get 4 points. So I think I will get rid of my 2 wolves because I won't keep them. And instead, I'll just have my wolf and my eagle feed. So this will be 6 food for this wolf, and it will eat fish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my eagle will feed 4 food. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so my predators have fed, and now I'll prey without. Oh no, that's bad. Look, my squirrel would leave if I had done that. So I can't actually do that. So I take back my, I think my 10 fish, and instead of them being eaten, I'll just put them like that. Instead of them being eaten, and instead of my wolves going away, I'll just have everything eat. So we have 12, 18, and 22 food to be eaten. This is 10 fish. I can go 9 and 10, 19, and 20, 21, 22. So that will be all the food that they eat. That is moose and 10 fish and a squirrel. All right, now if I hadn't had the wolf pack card, then my wolves wouldn't have been able to eat the moose, but I do, so that's good for me. Okay, that's the end of feeding in my forest. All seed tiles are flipped to the tree side, so I flip this, and score 2 points on your score sheet for each predator. I have 4 predators, so I score a total of 8 points. And that's, I paid for all my workers, so 0 for that. That's it for scoring in my forest for the year-end steps.
Okay, now I will do my scoring. So, breeding happens first, and I have 2 bears, some of my predators breed. Take another bear and place them there. My 2 elk breed, so I will receive an elk. And also my 2 squirrels breed, so I will take a squirrel. Now, in terms of feeding, I have a cougar and 3 bears now that I need to feed. And each bear requires 10 food, and the cougar requires 8 food. So in total, I will need 38 food. So let's see here. Each of these elk are worth 7 food. So 7, 14, 7, 14. I will make them eat those. 14, 15, 16, 17. 20. There's 20 food. 27, 28, 29, 30 food, and that's all my prey there. So there is 30, and that will feed my 3 bears. Now, unfortunately, I do not have enough food for this cougar, so he will leave my forest and seek better hunting grounds. Now I can do my tallying up. So that was just to double check. That was 7 food, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 27, 30. And those can be placed over there. Okay, so we've gone ahead and tallied up our endgame scores now, and we have our total.
Alright, so as you can see, I've got my yearly scoring over here, and my endgame scoring over here. I've basically put 1 point for all my prey, my trees, my wildlife officers, nature houses, park wardens, and forest tiles. I didn't get any of the diversity bonuses. And then I just have the total at the bottom. Added up all my points, subtracted the points I lost from not paying my workers, and I ended up with 27 points, as you can see there.
Okay, and then for my scoring, I ended up with a total of 17 points. I had added up all my trees, forest tiles, and nature's houses, wildlife officers, park wardens, and so on. I unfortunately ended up losing a lot of points for unpaid workers, and so my opponent wins the game because I have a total of 17 and he has a total of 27.
Yeah, so hopefully next time I'm gonna try a few things different. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again next video.